start with a general comment from you about this afternoon's event, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Yeah, just really proud of our team. I really felt like this was a special team this year, and we had an opportunity to be the best team in the University of Missouri Gymnastics history, and so that would have meant we had to have been at least fifth. That was our highest. So today we obviously have exceeded that, but it's just so nice to see what I thought could be actually come to fruition, and really proud of these young ladies over here. Appreciate that they're coming back for a super senior year, and yeah, I don't know, I can't say too much more, but just really excited to be there on Saturday.
Thank you, Coach. Let's do the same drill. Raise your hand, please give us your name and affiliation. Start right.
Scott Bergman, Olympics.com. One for Mara and one for Helen. So for Mara, just what is it like having someone like Helen in the anchor spot on beam? How much confidence does that give you watching beam? And then for Helen, like, what has it taken? You've been in this spot, you've been in pressure all season as the anchor on beam, delivered so many times. Like, what does it take to do that?
Well, we kind of didn't know what was going on up until like a couple of teams in, and then the crowd started to get a little more intense, and I was like, okay, we got this. And then the rest of the lineup hit, and then Lift went, and I was like, okay, well, I think Florida was a little bit ahead of us. I was like, well, we got Helen, we got our secret weapon, so we're good. So it just gives a lot of confidence that obviously we know she's gonna hit it every time.
Can you sum up your question again?
Yeah, just like you've been in the pressure situation so many times, being the anchor on beam, and you always come through. So, you know, what is your mindset? How do you come through in so many moments like that?
Yeah, it's all about perspective. So one can look at it and think this is super high pressure, you have to hit, or I can look at it and say, this might be my last beam routine, I'm gonna have the most fun as I can. And so I think I went up and my only thought was I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna remember my dance, I'm gonna have fun up there, and I'm gonna do it for my team. And so it wasn't high pressure, you know, there was obviously some nerves, I'm human, but once I got up there, I was just having fun and I love beam, so that's all it is.
Right here, on the right.
Congratulations, Titarsolej from ESPN.com. Helen, this time a year ago, I thought you were a retired gymnast, and here you are now. You're going to be in the final on Saturday. Has this completely exceeded all of your expectations from when you first went back to the gym over the summer?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I went in without expectations, truly. I think that's what allowed me to go and have fun. You know, there wasn't pressure of I need to be a certain way because I came back. I came back for the fun of it, and that really let me be free and take full advantage of this opportunity. And like Shannon said, this team is amazing, right? Like I have one routine, it's one score, and yes, we need it, but we also need all the other routines. And so really, they all prop me up to make me look even better than I am, truly, because this team is awesome. So I'm just so grateful to be a part of it.
In the back on the right.
Caroline Price Forbes. You've talked a couple times about how this team doesn't want to be called underdogs anymore. I think Amari said that recently to Sam Pejic, and instead you want to be undeniable. How do you feel you really answered that and followed that up today?
Well, we're sitting right here, so I think you know. Listen, I think that's been kind of that tagline, and you do have to do it enough times and be good enough where people expect it, right? And so that's a whole different animal than sometimes, but I think we clearly proved that. You know, we just talked in the hall, and I think to put it in kind of numbers form, listen, one of our mottos is out heart, outwork. You know, what's
Out team.
Thanks, out team. Thanks a lot, right? Struggling for words, but you know, I think that's worth a couple of tenths every meet, right? And by goodness, we really needed it last weekend in that regional final. We won by a 10th, right? And we did it again today. So I definitely think when we preach that, this really just puts some emphasis behind that and some truth to that. So again, just really proud of the great young women that we have on our team, and I feel fortunate to work with them.
Anyone else? In the back.
Savannah, Walden College Gym News. I'm curious with the underdog mentality that y'all have taken, where do you guys feel was y'all's biggest area of growth to kind of help you get over that hump and achieve the record-breaking season that you guys have had?
I think it may look like it was some huge jump this year, but it's something that we've been working on little by little for years before I even arrived, and I saw that build and that buy-in that Shannon always talks about of all of us buying into this team mentality, this culture, and believing that we can do more and setting expectations higher for ourselves. And so that has been something that has been slow growing probably since Shannon arrived. And so that showed out more this year, but I don't think that we necessarily went over some sort of big hurdle this year versus last year.
They've been solid from the beginning of the year all the way through, right? I don't know who does, I think it's maybe you guys, I don't know, the not count a fall, I don't wanna jinx ourselves, right? Yeah, it's you guys, right? Right, 198, we love being on that graphic, right? So, but I think the point of that is we've been super consistent this year, and you know, and at a pretty high level too, so I think that really just kind of led us, and really, I feel like we deserve to be here, quite honestly, and so I think you have to believe that you deserve it. And I think you gotta do the work, and you gotta have the talented young women, but you have to truly believe that you deserve to be there, or it won't happen, so.
Anyone on the right here?
Carissa DiAgostino, Gymnastics now. I kind of wanted you girls to walk me through your emotions of when you got the final score and when you realized what was happening. I mean, it quite literally felt like you guys were going stick for stick with Florida for a second there. So if you could walk me through that, that'd be awesome.
Are you watching?
Yeah,
You might have been
yeah,
watching.
yeah. We saw that flip flopping a little bit. I know we're not supposed to watch, but no. When Helen stuck, we were like, okay, this got to be enough. So I think all of us were already like a little bit like, okay, this is great. Like we've done our best. We can be happy regardless of the outcome now. But obviously we want to make it. So, but when that final score came in, it was just disbelief, but also excitement, and also not disbelief because like we do belong there.
I didn't know what was happening. I don't look at any of the scores on any of the events, so I just go in like, this is my game routine, whether we need it or we don't, I'm gonna go up and do what I always do. And so I really had no idea what the situation was, and when we circled up Shannon said, you know, whether or not we make it, we can be proud of what we did today, and I agreed with that. And then like maybe 10 seconds later, the score popped up, and I was just in complete utter shock. I believed we could do it, but I also knew that it took a lot of little things for it to happen on this day for us. And so, yeah, shock, joy, excitement, all the things, crying. Yeah.
Anybody else? On the left over here?
Hi, Amy, All Things Gymnastics podcast. Can you speak for a moment to your underclassmen who came in and got to experience this kind of leadership and the legacy that they'll leave behind for years to come?
Yeah, I feel like they're so fortunate to be, you know, to open their career in the NCAA with this experience right here. But I feel like our program's very fortunate that they get to experience that too, because again, it'll set expectations and belief system for them moving forward, right? And boy, those freshmen were awesome, right? I mean, they did 5-6 routines today. They were all really good, right? So they're cool customers out there. They are so good. I'm excited to see them, and I know our season's not over, but I feel like growth happens that freshman to sophomore year. I feel like that's our biggest opportunity, and I'm so excited for them to get in there and be leaders for us, you know, when these young ladies are off doing real life stuff. So, right? So, but yeah, that's, I'm pretty pumped for those freshmen.
In the back?
And Jessica Byrne, Gymnastics. First of all, congratulations to you all. And for Helen, I wanted to ask, one judge took a half a 10. Do you have any idea what the half a 10 was? And for Mara, just if you were gonna sum up what the difference is, your experience, because you've experienced different teams in NCAA, what's the one thing that makes this team, got this team to where they are now? If you could sum it up.
For my routine, I'd say, I mean, gymnastics is, what's it called? Gymnastics is subjective, so, I mean, my dismount was really close. I think my toes might have scraped the edge of the beam before I landed. My split 3/4 sometimes doesn't hit a full 180 long enough. You could even argue my turn that when I put my foot down is a little bit to the side today. It was a great routine, I'm proud of it, but like you could take off any of those things, and those are all things that I work on and I focus on and I feel it when I do it. And so, you know, I'm not entitled to a 10 from every judge, so I'm okay with that.
Hey, you know what was really cool is last year, Mara came as an individual by herself. And it was not her best performance, right? She knows it, right? And so it was so cool to see her get back out there this year and really kind of purge that demon a little bit. But the thing that I think was different, she would say, she came with her team. And I think that makes such a tremendous difference. But really proud of her because that could have been something she carried with her, you know, from 2024 to 2025. And she did not let that happen. So I think that's huge growth, even for somebody that's in their final year of gymnastics.
On that,
Yeah.
that's a good way to end it right there.
Oh, wait, Mara
Thank you.
didn't get to answer my question.
Excuse me?
Oh, Mara didn't get to answer my question.
I mean, the biggest difference would be the team culture, and everybody is so dialed in into the same goals. Like, we're all different personalities, and it's also, we embrace everybody, like, as they are, but also we have the same mindset and the same goals, so I think that works really well. That's the main thing.
All right.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Ladies?
Thanks a lot. MIZ.